All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're tackling a pretty huge question. What is our most valuable asset? And to find the answer, we're actually going to look at some incredibly old wisdom that, well, it might just change how you see things. So I want to ask you that directly. Just take a second and really think about it. What comes to mind? Is it your house, your savings, your career? What's the one thing you feel you have to protect more than anything else? It sounds like a simple question, but man, the answer says a lot about what we value. So while you're thinking about your modern-day answer, an ancient text, the Mahabharata, gives a perspective that has been spot on for centuries. And it kind of suggests that maybe, just maybe, we're looking for value in all the wrong places.
To really get what it's saying, we first have to understand how this wisdom even defines wealth. See, it's not just one big thing. It's actually split into two very, very different categories.
Okay, so the first kind is called Vitam. This is probably what jumped into your head when I said wealth. It's all the stuff you can touch and count. Money, property, your car, possessions, the tangible stuff. But then you have the second kind, Vritam. And this is a completely different ballgame. This isn't about what you have. It's about who you are. We're talking about your character, your integrity, your moral compass. And this right here shows you the huge difference between them. On one side, you have material wealth, Vitam, which is described as transient. It comes and goes, right? You can lose it all, but you might be able to earn it back. But character, Vritam, that's framed as something you have to protect with everything you've got. Because if you lose your money, you can recover. But if you lose your character, that's seen as total, complete destruction. There's no coming back from that. This quote from the Mahabharata just lays it all out. The person whose character is destroyed is entirely destroyed. Wow, the text is so clear. Losing your money doesn't make you less of a person, but losing your character, according to this wisdom, that's it. That's losing everything. It just completely flips our whole idea of what's truly valuable. So let's move on to our second piece of wisdom, which builds on this idea perfectly. This one is a story, and it's all about a search for light, a search for guidance when all the usual lights go out. This story comes from this amazing conversation between a king named Janak and a very wise sage, Yagyavalkya. And the king is basically asking, hey, what guides us when we're thrown into total darkness? I mean, just think about that question for a second. The king is asking, imagine there's no sun, no moon, not even stars, just complete, absolute darkness. How do we find our way? What's going to light our path? So the sage, Yagyavalkya, he gives a bunch of logical answers. He starts with the obvious external lights. Sure, the sun, then the moon, then fire. Then he moves on to other external guides, like our teachers or gurus and sacred teachings, the Shastras. And this is what's so cool about this story. The king keeps pushing. He goes past all the normal answers. He wants to know what happens when every single outside source of help, every guide, every light is gone. What is the last, ultimate source of light? And you can almost imagine the sage just pausing here. He's run out of all the external options. He's now got to reveal the very last resort. The one light that can't ever be put out. And the answer is you. It's your own mind, your inner intellect, and your ability to reason. When everything outside of you fails, the one thing you can always, always rely on is the light of your own mind to think, to reason, and to find the path forward yourself. So let's tie these two incredible ideas together. We have one that's about our most valuable asset and another that's about our most reliable light. And it turns out they're both pointing to exactly the same place. The conclusion here is just so elegant. Your inner character, your Vritam, that's your real, lasting wealth. And your inner intellect, that's your true, unfailing light. Both of these, the most important things, they're internal. They aren't things you go out and get. They're things you build inside yourself. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that the things we should be protecting the most fiercely, our character and our intellect, they aren't outside of us. They're not things we can buy or lose like a stock. They are the very core of who we are. And in any kind of storm, whether it's financial or personal, they are the only guides that will truly, truly see us through. And so we end right back where we started, but with a whole new way of looking at it. It's a question to really take with you. When all the external lights go out and all the material stuff fades away, what are you going to have left to guide you? Well, according to this wisdom, you already have the answer. It's inside you.